with next generation drive-through options, and all that will highlight and celebrate the diversity of Carson. It means pop-up retail. It means arts and crafts events. It means live music and entertainment. It means experiencing thoughtfully designed, sustainable surroundings with plants that are native, calming, and beautiful. It means spending time with friends and family members and helping your kids make new friends. It means giving your dog some special playtime and offering them the chance to make new friends as well. And now, if I could ask Gina to pull up the quick animation, I'll stop sharing my screen, and then I'll bring one slide up to close after this animation that we hope captures the thoughtfulness and the spirit of the Country Mart. How you doing, Gina?
I have it up and it's just, okay. Bear with me while it's not hidden here. Okay, I'm just finished. Oh, come on. Well, do you see my screen?
Yes. Yes, we do, Gina.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Thank you, Gina. That was a little jumpy, but I hope you get the feeling and are as excited, half as excited as we are about bringing that Country Mart and that park experience to the city of Carson. If I may, in closing, we're very excited to be having this conversation with you tonight, excited to be sharing our story. But what we're really excited about is moving the site forward in a way that positions Carson for its next century of growth. And that starts with a project that puts community first day one. And in case Gina didn't underscore it enough, I know she touched on it. The Country Mart will be finished in advance of the distribution fulfillment center buildings. The city, has made us, beholden to that promise that we're making. It's all throughout the documentation. We put community first, and that's a key manifestation, I think, of that ethos that we try to bring to all of our projects. But this project will represent over $1 billion of investment in Carson. We want to shift some of the spotlights of the South Bay onto Carson. We want to help increase property values in Carson. We want to unburden the CRA and city budget. We want people from other South Bay cities to drive here for dinners, events, and family time. And we want your support. Every resident, every employee, where are they going to go to eat with their families, meet with their community groups, and host meetings? Where will the annual Juneteenth celebration be held? Where will the Samoan Federation gather? Where will Filipino American History Month be celebrated? Where would you want your daughter's quinceañera to be celebrated? We think it's the Carson Country Mart. The park will be well lit with on-site security and a sheriff's substation across the street. So it'll be one of the safest city parks in Southern California. And again, this will all be costing the city of Carson $0. All will be privately financed, but publicly enjoyed. Again, we've learned from others' mistakes, and timing is everything. So after so many stops and starts, the time is now for Carson to finally take its next step into the future, to finally clean and secure this site, and to finally allow joy and prosperity to grow from it. We hope that what we've shown you tonight has earned your support, and we thank you, and we'll be available to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, I would like to ask if any of my fellow commissioners have questions of either the applicant or city staff.
Yes, Vice Chair Palmer.
Okay, Commissioner Diaz.
Yes, for our city attorney, Sonny, in regards to requesting further clarification on conditions to improve mitigation of air quality impacts and improve access to the Carson Country Mart. More what I'm thinking about is in a recent settlement with Fontana, the Fontana ordinance. Can you shed a little light on that for us as planning commissioners?
Maybe I can address that. We've had the Fontana decision. We've looked at it, and we believe our project meets and exceeds most of the requirements of the settlement for the Fontana. And we have very extensive. We've required the developer to provide very extensive solar project on the roof to the extent that not only it meets their requirements, but also it provides additional excess power. And our charging station requirements are well above Cal Green, and we exceed by, I believe, 300, if I'm not making a mistake. And also we have setbacks from the residential areas, and we have built 16 high-foot walls to protect the residential areas. We have directed truck traffic away from residential areas. So we've done a lot, and we believe that actually, the Fontana decision was based on the Attorney General guidelines, and when we started the project, that was one of our baselines that we used the Attorney General's guidelines for industrial development to come up with the design of this project. And that's why the site is oriented the way it is. That's why we've required the walls. That's why the project is going to be gold certified. So there's a lot of different aspects of project that actually exceed the Fontana decision.
Thank you, Saeed. And just another question: to replace the general commercial use to light industrial uses, more the e-commerce, what's to keep a company that could obtain control of all 6 industrial buildings as proposed as one large e-commerce facility? Concerns me in regards to traffic impacts to the community at large.
Yeah, the project has an EIR, and the EIR sets some parameters for what can go into the site. Also, the way the site is developed, it has certain number of parking spaces for cars. It has certain number of truck doors, and we have no tolerance for truck queuing on public streets. And the queuing on site is 2 minutes. Usually it's 3 minutes, for other projects. And I believe the Fontana case was 3 minutes as well. So the users that will go into this site would have to adhere to the requirements of the specific plan, also adhere to the number of parking spaces that are on there. So it can't deviate one way or another. And the way we've designed and set up the EIR for this project is we've taken two different types of uses, and we've allowed this mixture of uses to be permitted and to be functional in the project, and that's what the EIR has studied. For example, if a user comes in that has a lot of cars and they have high employment, we're not going to allow that because the cars have to park somewhere, and since we didn't provide a lot of parking spaces for cars, then that user cannot go in there. So those are all the things that we will take into account to determine whether a user is appropriate or not. Whether they take over one building or two buildings or three buildings, the criteria is the same. We look at see if the use is appropriate for the site and it fits the site and it meets all the mitigation measures that are in the EIR and how the project was analyzed.
Thank you, Said. One last question in regards to the large e-commerce aspect of the project. Has that been adequately assessed in the project's environmental review pursuant to CEQA?
Absolutely. As I stated, we looked at two different uses. We looked at fulfillment uses that usually have high car trips and low truck trips. And we also used the distribution facilities that have low truck trips, low car trips, and high truck trips. So we used 50-50 basically, and that's how the traffic model was. That's what the traffic model was based on, and the trip generation from that was used to calculate the noise and the air quality impacts and everything else that's associated. And that's included in the CEQA analysis. So we feel pretty confident that we've taken a very good model and a very good mixture of uses, and we've analyzed the impacts of it in the EIR.
And I thought it was my last question, Said. And with the e-commerce aspect of it, is there any tax revenue to derive back to the city of Carson through that? Because it's my understanding that typically that doesn't bring back really any tax incentive or revenue to the city as other type of commercial businesses.
We're not counting on sales tax from industrial uses. Sometimes it happens, but it's very rare. But in our analysis, we did a citywide CFD a few years ago, and we analyzed this. And since industrial uses don't generate sales tax directly, they do indirectly because they have employment and folks shop in town, but it's somewhat marginal. So that's why there's a fee associated, or it's citywide CFD tax is associated with the project to offset the service impacts that the project will have on city services. So you're correct. We're not counting on sales tax, but they will have to make up for the impact on services by the citywide CFD that they have to pay into every year. It's just like a tax on your tax bill. They're going to have to pay that as long as the project is there.
And Saeed, we just received 2 additional letters that were submitted timely for this meeting as early as today or yesterday. I believe there's some opposition raised or some concerns raised. Can you speak to any of those?
I'm not sure which letters.
Well, one submitted by the Teamsters, another one by a business that's adjacent to the facility that's raised some concerns.
Well, the letter that the Teamsters provided, I believe your previous questions and my answers provided most of the answers to the questions and the comments that were raised.
Yes.
The other team members can add some, and could you tell me what the neighboring business was? Oh, you're referring to Trophy Automotive?
Someone just submitted it. I wasn't able to print it out.
Yeah, I believe that's Trophy Automotive. They're basically stating that the project traffic is going to impact their business, and they're also saying that they moved with the understanding of that certain other developments could take place, and it's we can't really control what developments come into the city, and we have police powers to change zoning for properties if the city saw fit. So just changing a zoning on a property is not it's within our police powers. So we can do that if we so fit. And we've analyzed this project, and we think that the impacts are not going to really impact the surrounding areas. More specifically, the truck traffic is not going to be traveling towards Avalon at all. We've eliminated that. And also from the freeway, the only truck traffic that will come from the freeway, if the trucks are traveling southbound on 405, they can get off Avalon or Stadium Way and get onto the property without getting on Avalon Boulevard at all. So that's where that business is located. So we don't think that there will be any impacts on that business whatsoever.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I'm complete.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Guerra, you had your hand up. Did you have a question?
No, it's been resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. What I'm gonna do right now is open it up for the public comment portion. I just want to remind the public that you have 3 minutes to speak, and I'm gonna do my best to be respectful of everyone, so that when you get down to just 30 seconds left, I'll interrupt you slightly just to say you have 30 seconds. But I want to give everybody their opportunity. With that, I do know that we received some speaker cards. I have 30 speaker cards, so I'm going to call those names in order. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge that we did have oral communication letters. We had one from Andy Lee, one from Jason Mazub, and then one from Rochelle Campomanes. So we did receive those. The commission received those, and those are available, and they will be a part of the public record. With that, I would like to go ahead and open the public comment. I will call the first person, Jose Garcia. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, Planning Commission. My name is Jose Garcia. I am a member of the Laborers International Union of North America, and I am in full support of staff recommendation to go forward with this project. It's been a long time since I've seen a great project like this, so inclusive for the whole community. It's family-driven, community-driven. I just can't say enough about it. I just can't wait to visit this site if approved tonight. I stand in full support with my brothers and sisters that are ready to build this, and hope that you are as well. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I have Katie Pandolfo?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Good evening, Commissioner, city staff. Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening on this very important topic. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Katie Pandolfo, and I'm the general manager at the Dignity Health Sports Park, home of your LA Galaxy, and a proud member of this corporate community for the last 20 years. So I've worked at the stadium for over 20 years now, and I have seen, as all of you have, over a half dozen projects come on this 157 acres. And they've come and gone. And I just think it is absolutely critical for the city to put this land to good use. And when I heard that our friends at Faring were willing to step up and use this site for their project, I was absolutely thrilled. We need community-minded partners like Faring who are going to take these amazing projects and bring them to life. I have seen firsthand what these type of projects can do to a community, and all the amenities that it's going to bring to visitors and to our residents are absolutely incredible. So we have neighboring communities in the city of LA, Inglewood, Irvine, Anaheim, who are building these live entertainment districts to really take advantage of visitors that are coming to their cities. And we need to do the same thing. This is our very first step in doing that. We're going to be welcoming the World Cup, the Olympics in a short amount of years. And having an amenity like this for all of those visitors and also for our residents is absolutely crucial. So thank you again for your time. I'm in full support of this project. And thank you, Planning Commission.
Thank you very much. May I have Andy Lee, please?
I'm actually not speaking. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I have Sylvia Tran? Sylvia Tran going once. Okay, moving on. Can we have Juan Cerrato?
Yes, hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. My name is Juan Cerrato. I'm a member of the Laborers International Union of North America, and I'm full support of this project. If you approve this project will bring extremely beneficial for the community and for the union workers like myself. This project will keep our highly skilled and trained local members, and not to mention our apprentices, working. We have a state-recognized apprenticeship program that trains our apprentices on every scope of labor's work. I strongly support this project and urge you to approve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I have Ray Lawson?
Good evening, City Council. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good evening. I'm Ray Lawson. I'm a special representative for the Southwest Regional Council of Carpenters. We have 4,000 members that live and work in the South Bay, and hundreds of our members live in the city of Carson. We just love the community benefit that you added. That means that our members that can take their families to walk their dogs or partake in the city walk or the bike trails. That's just a great benefit to families, that our members that live in the city of Carson, that they can take advantage of that. And also just that country mart to be able to shop, recreate, enjoy entertainment right there in the city that they live in. And so it just adds another whole aspect that we would be interested in. Also, we would love to partake in building this project. It's long overdue. And so almost 57 years that this has been just sitting there waiting for development, waiting for it to happen. So we feel that this is a site that has been holding Carson back for many years. The fact that we're finally developing such a significant project at such an important site that needs this level of cleanup and all this with organized labor front and center, with the applicant really puts Carson in a leadership role in the South Bay and in Southern California on how to get things done. So City Council, we look to you as the leaders to make this happen, to see that this gets done, and just modernize and look for the future of the city of Carson to be able to compete and be with the other cities that are in the South Bay. So thank you for your time. We are in full support of this project, and we would wish that it gets approved to go forward. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have Jim Smith?
Yes, good evening. Thank you, Vice Chair Palmer and members of the Planning Commission. My name is Jim Smith, Political Director of Teamsters Local 396, which represents close to 14,000 members in Los Angeles County in a number of industries, including in trucking and warehousing. We have submitted a detailed letter outlining some of our concerns about the district project before you today. I want to quickly mention a few of our concerns. The vision of the district project has undergone a dramatic change from the previous version, mainly a retail, restaurant, hotel project to one that is now almost completely e-commerce and warehousing. As we detail in the letter, it is possible that the vast majority of the project could become focused on e-commerce. We do not believe that this change was fully assessed and mitigated in the project's 2021 and 2022 Supplemental Environmental Impact Report documents. For example, we believe that the transportation analysis undercounts the project's vehicle miles traveled and urge the Planning Commission to consider a bespoke study tailored to the conditions here, given the size and importance of this project. Such a study done on an actually existing e-commerce facility in Northern California found a trip ratio, number of trips per 1,000 square feet, significantly higher than those found in this project's transportation analysis. We also believe that the allotted parking is inadequate, especially since it is 493 spaces less than what would be required under Carson's own municipal code. If anything, the well-documented parking problems associated with e-commerce justifies allotting more parking spaces than required in the municipal code. This project, if approved as is, would permit a specific type of e-commerce facility known as last mile delivery stations. These facilities generate enormous environmental impacts related to traffic, pollution, and noise. Furthermore, they spread such impacts far beyond the project's immediate vicinity because they are the starting point of hundreds or thousands of daily deliveries into residential neighborhoods. This will undercut one of the city's major strategies to mitigate the project's traffic impacts, keeping vehicles on freeways and off of local residential streets.
Sir, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. In closing, we respectfully ask the Planning Commission stay action on this project until the issues raised in our letter are adequately addressed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I have Sochi Baez, please? Sorry if I messed that up. Name is spelled Xochitl.
Yes, one moment.
Yeah? Okay, thank you, Vice Chair Palmer and members of the Planning Commission. My name is Xochitl Covarrubias, Chief of Staff of the United Steelworkers of America, Local 675, which represent workers in the oil, chemical, bedding, car wash, paper, and electric bus manufacturer industries. We are headquartered in 1200 East 220th Street, Carson, just a mile away from the proposed district project. We have about 789 members who live and work in Carson. I am here in support of Teamsters Local 396 and echo the request to delay action on the district project until the issues they have raised are resolved. While most of the issues raised are environmental in nature, I also want to mention two economic goals raised in the 2021 and 22 environmental impact reports. The first one, to create more jobs for the local residents. And second, to contribute to the city economic base. Regarding jobs, you should know that e-commerce jobs have come under heavy criticism for being subtracted in terms of pay, working conditions, and other factors. The Teamsters have been the primary trucking and warehousing union for over a century and have documented the poor labor conditions in the e-commerce industry. Secondly, the Planning Commission should seriously consider whether e-commerce business are in the best interest of the city economic base. There are other businesses that could be housed in the district project that will generate significantly more tax revenue for Carson. In closely, we respectfully ask that the Planning Commission take action on this project until the issues raised in the Teamsters letter are adequately addressed. And I want to thank you.
Thank you very much. Barry Waite.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. It's good to be here with you here this evening. I'm Barry Waite, President and CEO of the Carson Chamber of Commerce, which fully supports this project. So, and I worked for the city, as most of you know, for a long time, starting back in 1987 and going way back to 68. So another history lesson here, but it's important. You know, say the city of Carson, we had 74 junkyards and dumps, an abandoned oil refinery, and even a former asbestos factory. But Carson was the shining star of redevelopment, and we overcame those problems. And most of those by the 90s were replaced by positive developments like Veterans Park, Carson Town Center, Dominguez Technology Center, and the Civic Center complex itself. But there's one site that hasn't progressed. That's the one we're talking about tonight, which continues to be a burden on the environment and the community. So my first day on the job, July 17th of 1987, I was told to write a letter to Al Davis saying we are sorry his deal with Irwindale fell through, but we'd love to still have him here in Carson. So obviously that didn't go anywhere. In the 90s, we had another abortive effort with the NFL, and then we did another round with them just a few years ago. I worked on the Metro Mall project, Metro 2000, Boulevards of South Bay, Carson Marketplace. You know, it's been quite a string of projects, many of them interesting and useful, that could have been nice projects, but they just didn't work out. So the Chamber of Commerce, our office is just down the street from the site on Del Amo, and I go walking by there regularly. Matter of fact, I walked by today, and every time it reminds me that we didn't succeed with any of those efforts. But now we have a real shot at a project that pencils out financially, works for the community, and it's a project by people who have been in this community for years and not some Johnny-come-lately. And it's realistic and it's responsible. So the Chamber fully supports this project. We're glad to be working with the labor community on this. We've been working with other businesses. We've been working with community groups because that's what a chamber does. You know, we are part of this community and we appreciate the effort that's gone into this. And we're happy to do whatever we can to make sure that we move forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Can I have Ray Lawson, please?
Mr. Chair, Ray Lawson has.
I'm sorry, I lost you. What did you say, Commissioner?
Ray Lawson has already spoken.
Thank you.
And also, Mr. Chair, if I may, for those people who have spoken and have their hands still raised, if they could remove their hand raised sign if they've already spoken, I think that will help things go a little better.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Jason Baez.
Yes, thank you so much. Honorable Commission, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. My name is Jason Baez, and I'm a proud member of Labor's International Union of North America. And I would like it noted for the record that I fully support this project, because to some, this may be just a construction project, but for others, this is prayers answered beyond expectations. because this project is going to bless local young men and women with the opportunity to enter a full career in union construction with apprenticeship courses and on-site training that set up each member for full success throughout their career. Once these individuals are done with their apprenticeship, they will easily be able to afford buying a house of their own here in Carson and be able to sufficiently provide for a family with the very best of medical, dental, prescription, and a living wage. And I want to emphasize also that I'm a local resident. And not that long ago, I was serving in my church here in Carson as the evangelism leader. And I would comb these streets through the trailer parks here, the Scottsdale projects, the 234th Street project, Scott Park, everywhere else. And everyone here knows, if you're from here, everyone here that's on here that's from Carson knows I'm telling the truth when I say we need this. We need these jobs. We need these opportunities. Oh, God, we love that country mart. That's for sure. And not only construction jobs, but there's a need for logistics jobs also. It's very difficult for young people to get a job these days without any experience. And here in Los Angeles County, it's becoming so expensive that even the lower middle class are struggling to barely make it. Spouses who have to work all day taking care of families, cooking, cleaning, they have to do a double shift nowadays and work a full-time job. And they're looking for lighter jobs, like logistics. Honorable Commission, each of you is a brother and sister to the city of Carson. And you know we need this. So please consider this for your family. And lastly, I know that I can't emphasize it enough how much of a blessing that country mart would be. And it's going to be a safe zone for the children that, you know, they have all those facilitations for the children and families. It's going to be a great place for the community to gather and enjoy life on what little free time we get because we all have to work so much. And this will be a great blessing for our city. So please